We get to starfall.com. Their motto, where children have fun learning to read. Learning to read is a very important strategy that is emphasized in first grade. We have 4 different categories that we can choose from. The first one, ABCs, is getting ready to read. Then we have learning to read. It's fun to read. And then finally, I'm reading. This is a website that is used for pre-K through 2nd grade, mostly kindergarten, but is used in 1st grade, as well as special education and English language development. It is an entertainment and educational activity for students. If we click on the first link, ABC, let's get ready to read, we're taken to a screen that shows us all the different letters of the alphabet. At the bottom of the screen, we have A, E, I, O, and U, the vowels. If we click on one letter, it will take us to a new screen. Here, students are provided with the opportunity to see and hear what both the uppercase and lowercase letter A looks like. If you notice, there were ants crawling across the screen as well. Since ants starts with an A, it provides an object with the letter that students can associate in order to build schemas with. If we then click on the A, we hear the sound, ah.
A. A.
We can then repeat it. We can repeat it again and go hear the sound as well as ah, which is put next to. Students can practice on their own what the letters sound like, as well as how they are written.
Goodbye.
We can do it for each of any of the letters of the alphabet. If we go down here and we click on one of the vowels, we wait for a page. We can then click on a new link.
A. Ah.
Students are also provided with the chance to learn sign language. Not only are they getting to practice their long and short sounds, their vowels, but now they can also practice sign language. And it goes at your own pace and is allowed and can go back and be repeated, so that students that did not hear it the first time are able to hear it the second time, work at their own rate, and really learn the alphabet. Once students are finished getting ready to read, they can then go into the next session, which is learn to read. If we click here, we're given many different sounds. When we're provided with the suffix an,
make a word with and to match the picture. Pan.
Students are not only provided with a visual as well as a suffix or prefix, but they're also given a couple choices, so they need to decide which letter correctly fits into this word. So when they see the pan, they know that maybe can and fan and ran are all words, but the pan is the picture. So if we click on the P, let me bring it.
Pan. Ran.
So then we hear the P and an, and then the computer also says pan, so that the child can really hear the full word. And the next one is ran.
Ran. Fan.
And children can keep going so that they learn the different words as well as the words that rhyme and how they're all made up, which also aids in spelling. If we click out of here, we can then go and read a book using words that we have just created. So if we click here,
listen to the short A sound. Ah, 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 ah. Short A makes this kind of sound. Ah, 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 ah. Z, ah, k, zack.
so when the short A since this book is about the short A, there's a song that comes on in the beginning to show students a way of memorizing what the short A sound makes, and then they also take the A and they put it visually into the word Zach so that the child can hear what the sound is that it makes in the word. They can then read Zach the rat. There's a highlighter cursor that easily goes over each word and also allows for pronunciation.
The.
We click here. There's a hand here pointing that the child can click on the arrow to continue on.
Ah.
The child can then read the book here as well. Zach is a rat, but if a child doesn't know what the word rat is, they can easily, since it's already highlighted, click on it.
Rat.
They can hear each phoneme spelled out in the word, which guides an understanding of reading, and they can continue on with the book. When they're finished with the book, exit out, and there are many options that they continue, and they get more advanced to get to the bottom. We can then advance to the next level, which is It's Fun to Read. So if we click here, we have all different kinds of activities. We can do All About Me, art gallery, magic, music, poetry, tongue twisters, bird riddles. So we're going to work on tongue twisters. Peter Piper, she shells, or woodchuck. For it to load, we have Fuzzy. We can hear it the first time.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he?
So once the child has been able to hear the entire tongue twister said once, they can have the option of repeating it over again. If they have a question about how the word's pronounced again, they can go back, say they don't remember Wuzzy.
Wuzzy.
It really emphasizes the pronunciation of Wuzzy. So then they can practice repeating it to themselves, and then they can click the arrow and go back. The same thing, they can listen to it the first time by clicking the ear, and then if they don't know what the word, say, peppers is, you can click on peppers, and it will pronounce it for you right there so that you know how to say it. If we click out of there, then we can go back to the main index, and then we go to the last level, which is I'm reading. We can click here, and this is a great option because it allows children to not only learn the names of books but also the different types, the different genres of book. For example, the Chinese fables, Greek myths, folk tales, comics. So we'll click on fiction and nonfiction, and we have lists of books that we can read. So if we go over to nonfiction, and maybe we'll look at the Beach. So if we click on that, and the book is actually uploaded to the computer so that children can read these books right off the screen. So if we click the arrow, we have At the Beach for the earliest reader, and each line is highlighted, which really is an aid for children that to follow along. So here we have the illustrations, and then we have the words on one page. So they can read to themselves, read aloud, sub-vocalize, however they learn best, and if they don't know a word, they can again click on it since it's highlighted.
Something.
And hear it, how it is supposed to be pronounced the correct way. And they can continue from page to page.
Grandmother. Can. Eat.
The ends. So they're for children to read, for the early readers, and many endless activities that all support reading and phonics and continue up through the grades. Thank you very much, and we look forward to having you use this program.